let's start. Come into child's pose. We'll just go right into it. I just took class with Julie right before this. I'm going to hit mute. All of you, if you want to say anything, just unmute yourself and come right on in, okay? So I got to take class with Julie, and she started in child's pose, and I could feel the anxiety in my body, the worry in my body, and I had a hard time sitting still, being still. And so I just want to acknowledge that that might be an experience for you. So child's pose, you actually come into stillness, but if stillness is hard, like the experience for me was, I just wanted to move and move through it all, that if stillness is hard, it's okay to move a little or wiggle a little or walk your hands right to left or shake your head side to side. I was feeling like the anxiety in my body just needed to move through me somehow. Yeah, really good. Take another breath here. And Amanda, don't worry about not having a mat. You can do this anywhere. You don't need a mat. Good. On your next breath, you'll come up to your hands and knees and lift up to downward facing dog. So you tuck your toes under, lift your hips up to the sky. You're in like an upside down V shape. You can bend one knee at a time. And if you're a little tighter in the shoulders, yeah, you might want to shorten your stance a little bit or wide. You could just be at play with where the right placement is. You want to press the chest back towards your thighs more. You're going to lift up out of the shoulders. And then really important right here is breathing, is like really bringing your attention, all your attention to your breath. Just let your breath come in and out of your body. And if your breath is shallow or you're having that like physical discomfort in the body, you just acknowledge that. There's nothing you need to change or do differently. Just acknowledge like right where you are. Take a couple more breaths here. Maybe bend one knee, bend the other, stretch into your calves, your Achilles, the soles of your feet. Natalie in her little skirt, oh my, I love it. Footy pajamas. My kids wore footy pajamas till they started kindergarten. That was their daytime outfit. Take one more breath. Yeah, footy pajamas and rain boots. You can ask Hunter about it. Nice. And then walk your feet to your hands. You'll tiptoe up to the front of your mat. Hold opposite elbow with opposite hands. Ragdoll. You just sway side to side. And then release your hands to the mat, right where you are. Stay in your forward fold. You can shake your head, yes and no. And then see if you can interlace your hands over your sacrum behind your back and stretch your arms up and overhead. So just stretch through your shoulders, front of your shoulders. Yep, pin your shoulders more to your back. Yeah, and if you can't touch your hands, Vanita, you can hook your thumbs or hold your elbows. You just catch your elbows or forearms behind your back is fine. Yeah, good. Maybe shake your head again, side to side. Just let it drop. Travis, I love seeing your smiling face picture. Good, and then release your hands to the mat. And then bring your hands to your hips right here, and you'll just press down into your feet and come all the way up to stand. Standing in mountain pose. Standing in your true north, rooting down through your feet, lifting up into the crown of your head. Good, and we'll move here a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms up, big breath in. Exhale, bow forward, diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins and find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bow. It's just a half sun salutation. Inhale, rise to the top, extended mountain, reach up to your fingertips, maybe even add a hint of a back bend. Exhale, forward fold, dive right back down. Drop your head. Halfway lift, inhale, pull your chest forward, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, bow forward, empty. Inhale, rise to the top, extended mountain, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Just like clearing the space around you. Drop your head. Halfway lift, inhale, length. Exhale, bow. One more time, inhale, rise up to the top. Maybe you go back, a hint back bend. Exhale, forward fold, diving in. One more time. And then halfway lift is like a preparation. And then step your right foot to the back of your mat. A big step back with the right foot and stay on your fingertips. So lunge on your fingertips. Good, and then you'll just, so the left knee's forward, left foot's forward, left ankle directly under the knee. And the fingertips, I like to be like on my 5 fingertips, like a little tent, and push the floor away. Good, and then you'll bend, drop the back knee down till it almost touches. Don't let it touch, almost. And then straighten the right leg. Hi, Natalie. Good, and then bend the back knee again so it almost touches the floor. And then just straighten the back leg. Lift through the quadricep muscles. Good, one more time. Bend so it almost touches. Right knee almost touches. And then straighten the back leg. Hold that. Pause. Take a breath. Good job. And then you'll step back to a high plank. So you'll plant your palms, step the left foot back to meet the right. Set your knees down. Knees to the ground. So you're in like a kneeling plank. Coming forward, and then bend the elbows and come down halfway and press back up. So do 5 of those. Bend the elbows down and up. I know it's supposed to be a slow flow, but we'll build a little heat. Down and up. 2 more. You want to straighten your legs, you can. Last one. And then downward dog. You'll lift the hips and press back. And breathe right there in downward dog. Good. Good. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky behind you. Just stretch it straight back as far as it'll go. And then you can step your right foot forward or help your right foot to your right hand. So it's a big step, or help it. And then step your left foot forward to meet the right. So you're at the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Find a flat back. Exhale, bow forward. Empty, drop your head. Inhale, rise to the top, extended mountain, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold, bow back down. Inhale, halfway lift, and then step your right foot back, right? No, other foot back. Left foot. Good luck with that. Yeah, left foot back. Left foot back. And then you'll drop the back knee so it almost touches, but don't let it. Stay on your fingertips. And then straighten the left leg. Lift the hamstring towards the ceiling. And then bend like it's almost going to touch. And then lift and squeeze that back leg. One more time. Bend so the back knee almost touches but doesn't quite. And then straighten it and hold it. Right there. Hold it. Good, and then step it back, high plank. You'll bring the right foot back next to the left. You can have straight legs or knees down. 5 push-ups. Bend the elbows so they're slightly away from the body and press back up. 5, down and up. 4, good, Andrea. Down and up. 3, good. 2, and 1. And then press it back to downward facing dog. And breathe right there. Breathing, full deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then lift your left leg up and back, straight up to the sky. Left leg up. Step your left foot forward and step your right foot to meet your left, the front of your mat. Halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, back. Inhale, rise to the top, extended mountain, reach up through all 10 fingers. Exhale, bow forward. We're going to add on, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right foot back again. This time, drop your right knee to the ground. And if you need to put a blanket under the back knee, you can do that. Or if you're on carpet, you're probably pretty good. And then bring your hands up to the left thigh, the front leg. Ah, good. So you're finding the balance between pressing the hips forward and down and lifting up at the same time. So pull the front foot back and the back foot forward, and then stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Good, and then right here, you'll turn your right palm to face right and circle your wrist. Right palm right, circle the wrist, stretch to the left. So you're opening up through the right side of the waist. So as you want to press the right hip forward, good. Press the hips down and breathe. Good job. Take another breath. Come back to center. Reach your hands up, fingers up, and then hands down to the mat. Good work. Step it back, high plank. And this time you'll lower all the way down onto your belly. You can drop your knees or not, lower down. And then point your toes. Keep your hands where they are. Lift your chest into cobra. So press up wherever you can. Shoulders pull back, elbows squeeze in. Nice, and then lower it down, tuck your toes under, press yourself up and back to downward dog, or child's pose is fine. You can always be on your knees. Good, lift your right leg to the sky, stretch it straight up and back. And then step your right foot forward and your left foot to meet your right, the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Root down, reach up, extended mountain. Press both feet down, stretch your fingers to the ceiling. Exhale, dive forward. One more time through. Halfway lift, inhale. And then step your left foot back. Set the left knee down. And put a blanket under the knee if you need, or double the mat. Point your toes. Bring your hands to your right thigh. And there's a balance between pressing back and pressing forward. You're not sinking too far to the ground. There's a little bit of lifting up. So you pull your feet towards each other like scissors, and then reach your arms up. Yeah, pull your feet towards each other. Right foot pulls back, left foot forward. And then turn your left palm left, circle the wrist, and go up and over to the right. So you're opening up the left side of the body. Good. And breathing, a full deep breaths. And then come back to center, reach your fingers to the ceiling, and then hands down to the mat, tuck the back toes under, step back, high plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. And then cobra or upward dog. You can press down, lift the thighs up, come a little higher. And then press back to downward facing dog. Pull the hips up and back. And breathe right there. Good, lift your left leg to the sky, stretch it straight back, keep your hips square, and then step or help your left foot forward and step your right foot to meet your left. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow forward. Root down, reach up, extended mountain, reach your fingers to the ceiling. And then bring your arms by your side and pause in mountain pose. Just notice your breath, notice how you feel. Good, so we're gonna change it up a little. So reach your arms up, inhale, and then take your right arm underneath your left, your eagle arms. And then you'll bend your knees and stack your right leg on top of your left. And you can have your big toe on the floor for a kickstand if you like. And then lift your elbows to shoulder height. And pull your shoulders straight back. Breathe into that space behind your shoulder blades. And hug in, squeeze in your inner thighs, your shins, everything squeezes towards the center line. Good, and then keep your arms And step your right foot back to crescent lunge. So you'll stay high on the ball of the right foot. And see if you can keep the eagle arms. Lift the elbows. Good, and then unwind the arms, reach the fingers to the ceiling. And then bring your hands to your heart, twist to the left. You hook your right elbow to the left leg. Zach, go the other way. Right elbow, left leg. Yeah, good. So you look left. And you press your palms together to twist. If you want to open your arms, you can open the arms. Good, Rita. Get grounded and rooted through your left foot. We'll take one more breath. And then warrior two. The right arm pulls you up and around. Left knee stays bent. Warrior two. Sit a little deeper. And just hold. We're going to stay here. So you're building some heat through your hips, legs, thighs, pelvis. Press both shoulders straight back. Sit even deeper. Front thigh to parallel to the floor if you can. Good, Jason. And then, if I see him behind Anna, I think. Good, and then straighten the left leg. Turn your feet to parallel. Interlace your hands behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down. Lift the chest and bow forward. Straddle forward fold. You can shake your head, yes and no. Good, yes. Sway your hips a little bit more towards your toes. Towards your toes. Good, yes. Good, Monica. Bend the knees a tiny bit so there's a little more softness in the joints. And then release your hands to the mat. Good. And then you'll turn your left toes to face the front. Walk your hands around to your left foot and come back into a lunge like we were before. Good. And then set the right knee to the ground. For lizard, you'll bring both hands inside your left foot, the front foot, to the inside. And then you'll toe heel the left foot to the left once or twice. And you can even turn the toes out diagonally. And then you can stay here on your hands. You can drop down to your forearms. Or some of you might even take the left arm back, bend the right knee, and catch the right foot. You can start to squeeze the right foot in. Yeah, if you have your foot, you're twisting your body to the left, stretching through the quadricep and hip flexors. You don't have to, but if you want, left arm goes back, you bend the right knee and catch the foot. Or you just stay where you are, opening up through the hips and pelvis. And breathing, letting yourself feel whatever's here. All right, from here, you'll gently come back up to your palms, toe heel your left foot back to the midline, to center line. And then you'll step forward, tuck the right toes under, step the right foot to meet the left. Halfway lift, so lengthen the spine, reach your chest forward. Exhale, bow forward, empty. Root down, reach up, extended mountain. Stretch your fingers and arms to the sky. And then bring your arms down by your side, standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Then take your left elbow under the right, eagle. And you'll bend the knees. Stack your left leg on top of the right. Good. Lift your elbows to shoulder height, and you're welcome to have your left big toe on the floor as a kickstand if you need. Elbows up, shoulders back, steady. Find steadiness and ease, like the eye of the storm. And then you'll carefully step the left leg back to crescent lunge. Good. Unwind the arms, reach them up. And then bring your hands together at your heart, and you'll twist to the right. Hook your left elbow to the right thigh. And then it's a pressing of the palms together that activates the twist, enables the twist. Very good. Lift the left hamstring, back leg a little higher. Really good. Sink the hips a little lower, like you're getting into the soil of the hips. And then you'll open to warrior two. So the left arm will come around, keep the right knee bent, sit a little deeper, open up through the arms. So looking to create a right angle in the front leg. Nice, Claire. Lengthen your tailbone towards the floor, pull the pit of the belly in. Really expand from the center out. Monica, Julian, I think you froze. I froze. Yeah, lift the crown higher. So jawbone back towards the neck, sit deeper, a little deeper. Pull both feet towards each other. And then straighten the right leg. Turn your feet to parallel. Interlace your hands behind you with the opposite thumb on top if you can figure it out, or hold your thumbs. And then lift up, shoulders back, lift up, and bow forward. And remember to always go to where you can go, like really listening to your body. Your body is your guide, always. And I constantly reminded, my body is never not in the present moment. My body will always tell me what I need, whether it's to cry or scream or run or laugh or do yoga, drop my head, like whatever it is, your body will tell you if you listen. And then release your hands softly to the floor. Stay there. See if you can tip a little farther forward, a little more forward. Good, and then you'll begin to walk your hands around to your right foot. Turn the right toes forward for your lunge. So it's called lizard. You set the back knee down. Bring your hands inside the front foot, the right foot. Toe heel the right foot to the right, so you have just more space. And you're welcome to turn the toes out. You want to keep the toes in line with the knee. And then either drop to the forearms or reach the right arm back, bend the left knee, catch your foot. And I hold my foot from the outside rather than the inside, so the shoulder stays open, chest stays open. Good, Anna. Wherever you are, just right. And then invite in your breath. Invite in some softness, some ease, some like good space. Yoga, we're always working with this concept of balance. Balanced action, effort and ease, the balance of effort and ease. I think that's what we're kind of learning in this, global pause that we're in. How to put a little more space and ease in, even in the effort. In the doing, there's also the element of just being and allowing. Take a couple more breaths. Good, and then you'll softly release. And you could toe heel your right foot back towards the center line. Tuck the back toes under, and you'll just step forward, left foot to right. And then halfway lift and forward fold. And then bring your feet wider apart, and you'll come all the way down into a squat. You squat between your heels. It's called malasana. And if that doesn't work on your knees, you can keep your forearms on your thighs. or you can sit up on a block or something. And then the tendency here is to collapse in. And instead, I want you to press the shoulders back, expand the chest and heart space, press your knees away from each other, and press your weight back into the heels. So we're opening up the sacrum, the hips, the inner thighs, the chest. Good, Julie. You're breathing. A couple more breaths. If you want to close your eyes right here, you're welcome to close your eyes. Good, Rita. You got this. Let the sensations be there. Don't fight it. There, she tackled you. Okay, from here you'll come into a forward fold. So you'll just drop your hands to the floor, straighten your legs, bring your feet to parallel, and then hold on to your elbows and just let yourself sway. Nice and easy. And then gently release your hands to the floor. And you'll keep your weight in your right foot here and take your left leg up to the sky, to the ceiling. It's called standing splits. So both hands stay at the floor and the left leg goes up, just to wherever it can go. And you're welcome to hold on to your right ankle with your right hand or both hands, playing with balance, finding a little edge. Good. Or keep your fingertips on the floor. There's an element of like the more you press down, the more you lift up. And then you're gonna listen carefully. Your left knee is gonna come down behind and outside of the right foot, and you'll have a seat on the floor. So the left knee comes all the way down behind and outside of the right foot. Perfect. And if that doesn't work or you got lost, you'll come to a seated position, straighten the left leg, step the right foot over. And then if you can, the left leg tucks under. Good job. And then just loosely hold the right knee. Like loosely hold it and try and sit the right sitting bone straight down to the ground. So if this doesn't work on the bottom knee, you just straighten the leg. Fine to stay there. And then you really want to lengthen through both sides of your waist. If you can, the right foot is flat on the floor, both shoulders to your back. Good. And breathe. Good. So press the sitting bones straight down, right sitting bones straight down. And some full deep breaths. Good. From here, you'll begin to turn your body to the right. So you'll take the right knee into the left elbow crease. So you just hug it in a little deeper and bring the right hand behind your back. And then you're really not forcing the twist, you're really finding length. So you kind of cinch in through the waist and lengthen through both sides of the body. And expand through the chest and the upper back. Press your shoulders straight back. And then you can close your eyes or let your eyes rest softly at one point. See one thing. And breathe. Good. On your next breath, you'll come back to center. Now listen carefully. You're going to take the right foot and bring it back by the left hip. So I like lean forward a little bit. So you're trying to stack your right knee on top of your left. And if that is too much on your legs, the bottom leg will straighten, left leg will straighten, right leg will come on top, and you're trying to become like knee to knee, called shoelace or Gomukhasana. Yeah, so either bottom leg's tucked or straight. Now stay upright for a moment. I know you're gonna wanna lean forward, but try to stay upright. And then you'll take your right arm and walk it to the right, and take your left arm up. Yep, and then you'll bend the right elbow and push the floor to the right and reach through the left arm. And if you want, the hand can come behind the head to support the head, or drape, or reach, really up to you. Try and take the right shoulder down away from your ear. Just really breathing into that whole left side. And the trick with these is to just like soften in. There's just enough effort to maintain like the structure of the pose. And then there's a lot of softening in the face, jaw, the thoughts, in the side of the body, between the ribs, the outer hip, like noticing sensations, letting things move through you. And that's what I feel is so needed right now, like, you know, letting things move through, feelings, thoughts. You're not stuck to any one way of being, any one thought. Like, let it move through you. Good. On your next inhale, you'll come on up. And take a pause, take a breath. And then there's no real easy way out of this. So you can either take your top leg around and step it back to downward dog, that works. Or unwind the legs, they come in front. And make your way back to down dog, or child's pose is fine too, how we began, on hands and knees. You might pedal it out or move side to side. Then lift your heels and walk or hop your feet to your hands. Come into ragdoll. You'll hold onto your elbows. You can sway gently side to side. Release your hands to the mat. So bring your left foot to center. Take your right toes up, standing splits. And it can be a holding on to the left ankle. Yeah, right toes to the sky. You just reach up, the upper leg. Good. You can keep your hands at the floor. Or sometimes I like to just hold that left ankle with the left hand. Just the left hand to draw the chest a little closer to the thigh, feeling into the hamstring. Yeah, reach the right toes higher, the upper toes higher, little higher. Very good. And then it's that spiral down, the corkscrew down. You bring your right knee behind and outside the left foot and have a seat. Or if it doesn't work, because of hips or legs or whatever, the right legs will extend and you'll take the left leg over the top of the right. Yeah, and then if you can tuck the bottom leg under, do that. And then you'll just loosely hold the left knee right here, just loose. And try to sit the sitting bone down. And not twisting right here yet. You'll just stay straight forward. And cinch in through the waist and lengthen through the spine, lifting up. If the left foot's flat on the floor, great. And if not, that's okay. And just feeling where the resistance is, the restrictions lie. Noticing your breath. Are you holding your breath, or is it shallow? I know when I first came to the mat today in Julie's class, my breath was so shallow and so ragged. And I just felt so much like jitteriness inside, and I'm feeling so different now. Just like this practice, the movements, like moving my body and allowing things to move through me is what's made the difference. Take a couple more breaths. Try and sit the left sitting bone down. Some of you are still leaning away from it. Really get heavy through the left hip. Very good. Then you'll take the right arm and hook the left knee. So you hook it and you pull it in closer, and then set the left hand behind your back, if you can, and then lift up, right? It's a big lift up, and there's a natural, gentle twist left. Not forcing, just allowing. Finding good posture, true north alignment, breath. Let's see, beautiful baby Natalie, curious. And just see what you see in your space. Free from judgment or analysis. Maybe feeling gratitude, being in the home you're in. I don't think I've ever spent so much time in my own home. And then you'll slowly unwind. And then you want to take that left foot and walk it back farther. So you're trying to get your knees. I always have to lean forward. Trying to stack the knees right on top of each other. Or if you need to straighten the bottom leg, you can do that too. So you don't want to feel pain in the knee joint. But maybe you feel a sensation in the hips. That's okay. And then you'll take the left arm and walk it to the left. Take the right arm up. Yeah, good. And then bend the left elbow and push the floor slightly away. Reach a little more through the right hand. Notice if you're creating tension in the neck or jaw, and try to soften. And breathe. Breathe into the ribs, your shoulder, your heart space, your hips. You can hold your head if you want to. And this is a pose not about doing, but about being, like being in a shape to allow for an opening to occur. You don't have to do or push or try, you just get to be and then allow. Okay, slowly and gently come up. And then I like to take the left leg around to step back to down dog, but you can also unwind your legs. Go back to downward dog. Maybe move your hips from side to side or pedal it out. And then take your right leg up and back and bend the knee, roll open through the right hip. And then you'll bring it forward into half pigeon. Bring your right knee to your right wrist and your foot diagonal across the mat. And if that doesn't work for you, you can come onto your back and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Yeah, and then once you're here, you'll just come forward. So you can come down onto your forearms, or perhaps walk your arms forward and set your forehead to the floor. There's also a possibility to add a small twist here. You take your left arm under, like thread the needle. The left arm will reach to the right, and the right arm will come forward. And your head can be on a block or on the floor. Just an option. It's not a have to. It's an option. And I have days in my practice where I look forward to this pose. I cannot wait to be here and just stay and drop. And I have days in my practice or in my life where I come here and I bolt. I jump up. I find things I have to do. I don't want to stay. And I just acknowledge that whatever's here for you is just right. If it's like I need to get out and go to child's pose or get a drink of water, it's okay. And if it's like, oh, I can stay and breathe, then let yourself stay and breathe. A few more breaths right here. Seeing where you can soften or let go a little bit more. And then come on up and you'll step back to downward facing dog. Tuck the left toes under, press your right, bring your right foot next to your left. Press a little deeper into your arms. Expand through the chest and upper back. And then take your left leg up, bend the knee, roll open through your left hip, let it feel good, like you're airing it out, and then bring the left knee forward for half pigeon. Left knee to left wrist. And then walk forward, or maybe you take the right arm under this time for that thread the needle twist. Good, Caitlin. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor. I always notice, am I holding myself up? Like, am I preventing myself from going to where I know I can? Not that that's bad or wrong. None of it's bad or wrong. It's just noticing, knowing yourself. Yoga actually translates to mean the science of the mind. It can mean to yoke together or join also. Yoga means yoke, but it's really about the mind and the body and understanding, witnessing, creating new pathways, new neural pathways to heal. To be able to be whole. Consider every life experience lives in the cells of your body. And sometimes that we trap it in order to keep moving forward. And then it just gets us locked and numb or frozen or disconnected. So yoga kind of lets us move into those little pockets. To release things, to let things go. And then one more downward dog, last one. Downward dog or child's pose is fine, or cat-cow, whatever you want. Just like take a final pose in an inversion, head lower than the heart. Nice, Monica, yeah. Move through vinyasa. Come into one final hip opener. This one's frog. So come down onto your hands and knees and turn sideways on your mat. So you'll turn towards one of the long edges of the mat. And then I like to fold the edges of my mat in, so it's like in thirds. If you're on carpet, you might not have to do this, but if you're on hardwood, you might. And then sometimes a block is nice, but you don't have to. And you'll come onto the hands and knees. Your hands are off the mat, knees are on the mat. And then you walk your knees as far apart as they will go from each other and turn your inner ankles to the floor. Inner ankles down, flex your feet, and then you drop down to your forearms or your chest. So you want to keep the feet flexed and press the shin bones down, which will support the knees, give them a little lift. Good, and if it's too intense, if it's too much, you can come onto your seat instead, feet together, knees apart, like Baddha Konasana. If it's too intense to be there in frog, if you can, you want to come in frog, come to the forearms or the chest. Otherwise, feet together, knees apart, and come forward. You guys look great, the ones I see. You're in it, good, yeah, nice. Breathing, right, softening. Soften between your shoulder blades, soften your abdomen. If you can, you allow the knees to continue to scoot a little farther apart with every breath you take. Nice, Angela, good. Okay, you'll slowly ease out of this. You can go forward onto your belly or come back. And then you'll lay down on your mat, unfold your mat, lay down on your back. Good, draw your knees into your chest, give a gentle squeeze. And then take your arms out wide, arms wide, palms down. Let your knees fall to the left. So go together to the left. Perfect. You want your knees in line with your hips, if you can get the knees in line with the hips. Good. Now see if you can straighten your right leg and catch hold of your right calf or shin or foot with your left hand. Good, and if it's too much, you can hold the knee. It's fine to hold the knee. And then some of you might slide the left knee back, and with your right hand, catch the top of your left foot. Yes, you might lift up to do that, and then lay back down. And try to scoot the shoulders to the left a tiny bit. Left, and relax the right shoulder all the way down to the ground. And if it's too much, if it's too much, you won't be able to breathe well. If your breath feels ragged, you're always welcome to lessen that and make it not quite as intense. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Seeing where you can relax into the ground, like let gravity take over. So you're efforting less. And then gently release. And you'll bring your knees back to your chest. You might scoot the hips back to the middle, hug your knees in. And then open your arms again, palms down, or cactus is fine. Take your knees to the right. With the knees in line with the hips, yeah? Perfect. And then you can stay there, or straighten the top leg and reach for your calf or your foot with your right hand. Good. There, you're getting some traction from your baby. And then maybe you slide the right leg back a little bit, reach the left hand up, catch the top of the right foot, and then lay back down. And you want to scoot the shoulders, to the right, and allow the left shoulder to drop deeper towards the ground. And give a tiny press of your left hip forward. Left hip forward. Just feel this twist like a wringing out. Take one more breath. And then gently come back onto your back and hug your knees in one last time. And then you can take waterfall, either hips on a block or hands under your hips, legs to the sky is a nice inversion, or legs up a wall, sliding glass door, legs on a couch would be fine, or shoulder stand. Okay, you can lift the hips up, bring your hands to your back, take your feet to the ceiling for shoulder stand. Good, yeah, hips on a pillow, great idea. And this is just a place to pause. A place to rejuvenate, to allow a new perspective, to allow for some ease in this circulatory system and heart. And then very gently, with a ton of ease, you'll come into Shavasana. Lower your feet, take any counter pose that you need, grab any blankets, anything you need to cover yourself to stay warm and comfortable. And then coming into a resting pose, stillness. And the meditation today in the book Journey to the Heart is called Break Through Your Blocks. I was walking at a good clip down sandy Colony Beach when it happened, without warning. I began running. I ran the longest distance I had ever before run. Instead of collapsing in a panting heap, I kept running, another stretch, then another. By the time I tired, I had run a mile. The furthest I had ever before run in my life was about a quarter block. I didn't intend to make this breakthrough. I was so blocked in this area, I didn't think I could. Running wasn't even a goal. I had simply incorporated regular walks into my lifestyle as a way of exercising my body. This event surprised me because I'm not a physical fitness buff. I hadn't been allowed to participate in any physical education or sports activities as a child or teenager because of chronic health ailments. I spent many of my adult years neglecting my body. Lately, I'd put some effort into connecting with my body and working out in an amateurish fashion, but running, not me, or so I used to think. The next time I went walking, I felt timid, almost afraid to even try running. I wondered if what I experienced was a fluke. It wasn't. I ran again and again. Now running is a regular part of my physical activity, one I truly enjoy. Sometimes we're so blocked in a particular area, we don't even consider a breakthrough a possibility. We're so blocked, we don't even see our blocks. Stay open. Don't limit yourself. Something that yesterday seemed entirely unfeasible and forever beyond your grasp may tomorrow, next month, next year, or today become something you can do naturally, something that's available to you. It can come as a total surprise in an area you hadn't considered. Your breakthrough may happen in an area you've been struggling with and working on. Life is more than setbacks, and it's not static. Appreciate and respect where you are now, but let yourself move to the next level when it's time. Celebrate your breakthroughs when they come. Listen to that quiet voice, that fleeting thought that says, why don't you? Even if it's something you've never done before. And gently begin to bring your attention back to your breath. Your physical body and the space you're in, listening for the sounds around you. And you can begin to move your fingers, wiggle your toes, feel back into your body. Bend your knees and carefully roll to a comfortable side. And with your hands, gently press yourself up to a seated position. And then touch the palms of your hands together and bring your thumbs to your heart space. Just acknowledge yourself and your practice. And then touch your thumbs up to your forehead center. And the light in me sees the light in you. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste.